First Alert Weather on NBC 10 Boston. Boston's most accurate forecast.
Okay, everyone, we got you caught up on a few headlines.
Yes.
That certainly is news that we should sadly be proud of there. But with that, let's switch gears right now and bring in Demenis Brown. He's got a check of our forecast. Demenis, what you got for us today?
A lot in the forecast for the next few days. Let's talk about it with our First Alert Weather headlines. Rain and snow mix as we go from tomorrow into Saturday morning. Then much colder weather. This cold snap, we have low temperatures in the teens. And snow on Christmas, there's the potential for a rain-snow mix, which we'll talk about. Otherwise, for the temperatures today, any errands to run, you're going to be fine, but it will be colder out there. Plenty of sun mixed with a few patchy clouds. Then eventually those clouds will start to thicken up as we go through this evening. Temperatures by 6 o'clock in the upper 30s. And then tomorrow morning, most areas will be right at freezing or even below. We've got some colder weather coming and also this weather system that we're tracking off to the west. Quiet weather for now, but this is what we're keeping an eye on. This quick weather system, this is just part of it that will dive toward our area as we go into Friday and early Saturday and give way to the potential for maybe a rain-snow mix in parts of the area. But the track of this system will really mean everything for us. So looking at First Alert Futurecast, I have the temperatures on here as we go through this evening. They're mainly going to be cold. And they're going to get even colder by tomorrow morning. Some areas even into the 20s. I want you to see here as we go through the day, there will be areas above freezing, closer to the water here and closer to the islands and the Cape. That will support rain as the system starts pushing through. But there will be some areas to the west here, even west of Boston, that will likely have temperatures at or below freezing that could support this coming in as snow early on. And right at Boston, you'll see it 35 degrees at 3 o'clock. That's above freezing. We'll be on that rain-snow line. But the track of this will, again, really depend on a lot of things here. So if this storm moves farther to the east offshore, that means that we'll pull down that colder weather and we'll have a better opportunity to see more snow in our area. But if it tracks farther to the west, that will bring more rain to the area. So this model here says, well, it will most likely be more of an eastern track, and that will bring some snow flurries or snow showers. That's toward 9 o'clock over much of the area as temperatures start to dive really below freezing in several spots. Early into Saturday, that will be after midnight toward 4 o'clock in the morning. Still some snow showers possible for the Cape. And then it's mainly gone with a couple flurries left over into the day Saturday. So there could be some spots that could see between a coating up to 2 inches of snowfall as we look ahead from Friday night into Saturday. We'll need to watch it, but there could be a couple areas here that could be on the upper end, some areas on the lower end. So this is how we see it right now, that quick moving system. Rain, snow mix possible early, then maybe changing to all snow Friday night as the temperatures start to drop. And then the snow accumulations will all depend on the storm's track. The colder weather, 45 today, 25 by Sunday. That's a high temperature. Yeah, 20-degree temperature drop. And you talk about the overnight temperatures, 16 degrees Sunday morning, 14 degrees Monday morning. It will feel like the single digits in several areas. Let me turn your attention to Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. There's going to be a little weather system to move through. Well, a little weather system as we go to Tuesday. Some folks might call it a big weather system, but I think it's going to be mainly a rain-snow mix as Santa Claus is coming to town, and we might have a little bit more of that mixed activity coming into Christmas morning. Still several days to fine-tune the forecast. But you'll see the 10-day there. There's a lot of cold that we got to talk about. I mean, really cold weather with those morning temperatures in the teens Sunday, Monday morning. And then we'll be watching Christmas Eve, Christmas Day to see if we have any snowflakes around.